Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bar Academy. We have arrived on Theta Crystals with two of our favorite players in the bar scene. We have spawning in the left side of Theta Crystals, playing as the red Cortex Commander, our man Neb, who runs the Bar Fight Nights. Shout out Neb. And spawning on the other side of the map, a fellow pro trainee playing as the blue Cortex Commander. We have Vader. So, just want to preface this. This was taken from Bar Fight Night last Saturday, so I saw the result and asked Neb to give him a little like feedback on this match. So that's where we're at. We're gonna spin it into the Bar Academy, right? So classic replay review here, and we're gonna look and see maybe what Neb could have done differently to, spoiler alert, beat our man Vader, who is going for looks like vehicles, kind of unorthodox spawning position, but a word on Vader. I think he's like the gatekeeper of plus 50 OS, something like that. So I mean, he will punish you super hard for mistakes you make. He's really good at microing, very good at macroing. So he's pretty balanced all around. Neb, of course, just hit 40 OS, so congrats on that, and has been improving a lot. But of course, as always, there's multiple things we can improve on all the time. So hopefully I can take a look and kind of critique his play and let him know what he's doing wrong. So straight away, I would just fix this. I think you can get away with like Resbot 2 cons grunts. Maybe like Resbot con 2 grunts con, something like that. But Resbot 3 grunts seems not greedy enough, right? I mean, it's too easy to defend, right? There's too much travel time between the two main bases, right? So you can really get away with a lot, right? So I like to see that. Kind of assisting out that Resbot. It's going to come over here, reclaim, okay. Stalling on energy, not good. But we're going to continue adding on wind turbines, right? Which is what you want to do. Even assisting out some of these grunts. Approaching a full energy bar. So if we start accessing, that's, I mean, not too bad. I mean, we're resisting the lab. We've got that, 200 energy per second and a full energy bar. What does that mean? Start a contrary, right? Actually works out pretty well. I guess we can continue assisting the lab, right? So that works out. I'm going to turn off the player view for a moment and just see where we're at. So, okay, he gets the, let me pause this before the two scouts get in here. This is like OP radar spot. Mandatory, you have to get this radar right here because you don't want it here or here, even worse, because it just doesn't cover the left side of the map. So it feels kind of useless. That means this is really the only viable spot. And then, of course, on the other side of the map, oh, look at this. He's already got it queued up. This radar, which covers all the way to here, so units can't slip past. So 2 radars, you have your half of the map covered. Love to see it. Do have some grunts, or excuse me, rascals coming in this way. I think we could maybe just adjust the pathing on the grunts to, I'm not even sure how he got over here. Right, but you kind of want to take the path that units would be coming in and see if they're coming across the map, because we were unaware of these two rascals coming across. Oh, we got to repair it. Okay, so the mech goes down, the second mech goes down. I think we could have gotten repairing one of those and saving them, and really you have to like turn these back on. I would say it goes to far as to say the commander should be, yeah, okay. So pick one up with the commander and res the other one. Okay, not bad. We start stalling metal or energy. It's close, real close. Probably would have been better off just like remaking both of those with the commander. They build so fast, and like you can still be reclaiming with your res bot over here. You didn't have to waste that travel time to walk back here to res when you could be reclaiming. Actually, let me see the statistics. So super close. You're up on energy, which makes sense because you have the resbot out. But he has 2 cons expanding, which is going to exceed what you're doing here. So you need to get another con. I think at this point I would feel comfortable enough to make a 3rd con right here. So what does this build queue look like? Yeah, 5 cons, 1 more resbot, 3 more. 5 grunts, resbot, 3 more grunts, con. So I'd be a little more greedy with the build power earlier on. I think that's the biggest thing I'm seeing. But you've got the pathing down perfect, right? It's like radar, mechs, you come over here. This LLT is like literally the only LLT you need to make is this one, and you actually misplaced it. Should be a little over here, right? Just so it covers here to here, right? This con, I don't like this. Because you have to like backtrack to make this max. No, don't do that. Come up here, make this max, make this radar, and then do your pattern. Maybe this is like the second LLT you make, but I mean, honestly, I think like an LLT here and like another radar here, maybe. So like really you're just covering like, oh my God, I'll delete some of these. Okay. You're just covering this with a LLT and like that with an LLT. And then everything else is just like you're using units to defend yourself, right? With the radar. Where are we at? Okay, he's got 2 cons expanding, which you don't know that, but this gets shut down. Actually kind of don't like the spawning position from Vader. Maybe we'll cover like playing vehicles on this map, but I don't want to leak too many strats, right? But this is what you want, right? Grunts on one side, grunts on the other, and you want to force Vader to split up his incisors and not like be pressuring on your side of the map. So that looks good. Think, oh, little idle con action there. Some metal in the bank. Just another reason to make a few more cons, right? Oh, that's what I wanted to finish. Third con comes back this way, and then the fourth con like makes a construction turret and starts scaling wind, of course. So one of the big things I've noticed, kind of gates these like 40 OS players is more like macro mistakes, right? Like getting the second and third and fourth con turret up, getting your energy storage at the right time, stuff like this. So when how many cons you have scaling wind, right? Are you not greed to? Are you greedy enough expanding? Or are you making too many LLTs? This is a great trade, honestly. Maybe a little bit better micro. We could okay. Do we get 3 incisors? I mean, 3 incisors for 5 grunts is like really nice, and that takes a lot of the punching power out of this push here. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, took out a few more incisors and are kind of just pressuring, making him pull units back. This is super annoying. Oh my, okay, he stops running forward, right? Does the flanking damage get this? I mean, he bought a few moments. Oh my gosh. Okay, please go down. Okay. Oof. I know how stressful those situations can be, but really nice play here from Vader reclaiming that little bit of metal before going back and re-expanding. There's a bit of a no-no here, making that LLT. See, even 50 OS players make mistakes. I think the big problem here, Neb, is just the 318 metal in the bank, and then you're still on 2 cons. Really big blunder here. I think like you have pressure on this side, you just cleaned up pressure on this side, right? That would just be like snap, queue up 2 cons, which like you have to find those windows when you're playing bots versus vehicles to get a little greedier with the build power, because you know like their cons are better, right? So he has 3 cons expanding, which are faster and have more build power, right? So you really have to keep up with them. And by doing that, by like getting the early con turrets, right? Like you just can't spend your metal on bots without the construction turret. I mean, even the commander in the main base. So I think that's the real, like, the real takeaway here. I mean, it's 5 minutes into the game, and I think things are going to start snowballing out of control, right? Because you're not going to have the production and the units to start contesting these incisors. Like, how are you going to stop these 4 incisors, right? Maybe you get enough units out in time. I don't like the reclaim here, or excuse me, res here. I would prefer to just to see this gobbled up, because there's still crystals on your side of the map. It's like, okay, why just reclaim this instead of raising it? There's still crystals here to reclaim. You don't have an energy storage up, and you're stalling on metal, right? Excuse me, stalling on energy. So it's not like you can even really afford to use these, and I'd say you're kind of behind on tempo, right? It's like, which is kind of okay. Maybe I'm thinking 2 things here. Re-resing might get you back in tempo, right? Because you want to be making cons, right? Instead of grunts. It's just because we don't have construction turrets. This is huge, actually. Getting this con is really nice. But I would prefer to see you just quickly reclaiming this and then just go back to reclaiming all these crystals. Aren't they crystals, right? Nice catch here. I think if we had spread out the grunts a little better, maybe we get a little bit better trade. But once again, you lower the incisor numbers. Like, you're still on his side of the map. This is kind of super annoying, sneaking in, maybe getting a few more mexes with that grunt. But this is the big problem I see. Okay, now suddenly he's not dashing forward, right? But still, it's like, how are you going to stop these four incisors? I feel like they're going to get a lot of damage here. We still have this, like, metal issue. Now we're up to 600 metal, right? So let's take a look at Vader's base. Starting the con turret, right? Still has some metal in the bank, right? 400 metal in the bank is not ideal. But at least, I guess he has a better means to spend it here, being on incisor production. So I really would like to see you transition into bots sooner. And I know I hate to do this, but let me just show you a game I just recently played on the same map. So we'll transition to this, maybe make a few more points and then end it there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of Bar Academy topics. If you want to get your own replays submitted, you can go to the Bar Academy, tag @mentor. If you want to be featured on the channel, actually, or in some of the subsequent Bar Academy sessions we host on the main Twitch, I would encourage you to play in the Bar Fight Night and submit a replay from that. You'd be much more, we would be much more inclined to review those games for you. So this is a game I just played versus Autopilot today. Excuse me. And he did a vehicle spawn up here, which maybe I could cover. I don't want to talk too much about that. I just want to kind of breeze through here and point out, like, when I'm getting the con turrets and the second con turrets. I don't even think I did it perfectly in this game, but I definitely made the transition to vehicles a little sooner. So I think we ended that past replay of yours around like 6 minutes or so. And let's just see when I make my vehicle lab. So already a little bit different, right? This is just the resbot into 2 cons like I talked about. I think I grabbed this mex first and then go into the radar, then LLT, then mex. This grabs this mex, radar, those LLTs, or mexes rather, excuse me. I've got the grunts pathing to where I think he could be running through, right? It's a little unfortunate he snuck 2 of those behind. 2 of those rascals. And still trying to, like, leak through and find damage. But Autopilot's doing a fairly fantastic job kind of cleaning up these few grunts I have slipping through. And about here, I think I realized that, oh, his main base is up here. Usually I think the main bases are back here. But yeah, it makes sense that, yeah, that's where his main base is. And seeing his commander over here kind of confirms, oh, his main base is up here. But let's go back to the purpose of this video, just taking a look at this bot lab start. So 4 minutes, 34 seconds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 cons expanding. Should be making a 5th con here shortly enough. Yeah, there it is on the queue. We're stalling metal, which is like, not the worst thing in the world. I guess that's the 5th con starts scaling wind. And I'm really focused on defending against these incisors, right? So pick this one off. Gonna get 2 in the back. I'm just pulling these cons back to defend them, right? I don't want to lose those. Clean up these incisors on the other side. And now I think it's like, or replace this and move that back into expanding, right? And even have a 6 con. And this is when the first con turret starts. So perhaps it's a little late. I mean, I'm doing a lot of things like microing, trying to, like, protect these cons, right? So I'm a little late getting this con turret up, right? But yeah, instantly go into scaling wind, right? So the commander finishes this, cons underneath it over here, scaling. I think I even make another resbot. Usually I stay on 1 resbot, but I knew there's some metal to pick up, right? And I still want to be reclaiming. So here we go. Second con turret comes up. Still have an excess of metal, I'd say. So I try and make these 2 basic solars, right, while we're low on energy. And then I move into want to say a vehicle lab pretty shortly here. Yeah, 6 minutes, 51 seconds. Start that vehicle lab. And, you know, this should really help me spend the metal. Still trying to defend against these incisors. Not quite able to pressure just because, you know, autopilot's pretty strong. He's got his incisors on my side of the map. Kind of unfortunate that LLT didn't finish. But here we go. Right now, suddenly the situation changed. 7 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. We've got the 2 res bots reclaiming, right? I just moved this one over here to res the construction bot that went down. And we got a decent amount of solar. So to me, that means continue in this position, right? I'm looking at the metal and energy bar. Make more basic solars. I think I even click on those with my con turrets, right? I have 3 of these going at one time. Really want to fix that issue and then back into production here. So I think as soon as I fix these E issues, I'd want to put down another con turret and then like more wind farms, right? So I hope this helps. Really big takeaways for you, Neb, I'd say, and for just players in general is, you know, try and balance metal and energy. I'm not doing the best job here, but at least I have a vehicle lab. I think I just reclaimed my bot lab as well, so that kind of contributes to how much metal I have. Hey, I'm even up on metal produced here. Probably just a function of reclaiming that bot lab and up on energy. So not a bad, not a tidy little open. This is that forward radar spot I was talking about, by the way. But yeah, play a little greedier with the build power when you're up against vehicles. You really have to keep up with the way their cons can expand, of course. And yeah, just keep practicing. Like to see the improvements in the games, right? So that's it for me. Like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to bring you guys some more high-level replay analysis in the future. So cheers. Take it easy.